ready to move on and build the polymer portion of the pendant, which is the large body of the pendant. I have here a Skinner blend that was purple, purple pearl, and peacock pearl, and it's a 3-color blend. If you're not familiar with a Skinner blend, go to sculpey.com/projects and click on the tab that says Techniques, and there is a tutorial for the Skinner blend that will lead you to begin. I am going to save a piece of my Skinner blend. This is rolled onto a medium setting, which is number 4 on my pasta machine. So I'm going to set that aside because, as you remember from our example, there's a bit of a blend on one side, and this side is a mixture of Mokumagane technique, and I will use the rest of my blend to build a Mokumagane stack. That way I will have 2 different sort of visual effects going on. So I'm going to turn this and just stack it up, maybe shift it a little bit and fold my edges in to square it up again on that side. This doesn't have to be terribly precise. And that side. I'm going to cut again and stack again so that you can see I'm getting in my layers some variety. I'm going to roll this out thinner, thin it down. I'm going to cut it up one more time and stack it again, a little both ways. And this time, I think, because I have all of that stripiness going on, I'm going to cut from this top corner to the bottom front corner and do it in sort of a random fashion. There we go, and just restack that. Now I want to just take some pieces, and they don't have to be even, they don't have to be all the way through the whole stack. I just want to get some colors that I'm going to build up on this sheet, which is just some purple rolled up. Just keep taking pieces off until you've got enough pattern built up. And it's time to roll those slices into the backing sheet. And then perhaps at this point you want to add some more, so I'm going to slice a few more pieces and stack them in. Get a little more contrast and a little more variety going on in my stripes. Once again, rolling it in. Scoop up my sheet, and I'm going to take this over to the pasta machine and roll it to the same number 4 setting as my Skinner blend was when I started, so that then I can begin to build a composition. I am going to cut this in half, and I'm going to be building both sides of my piece separately, and I want to set the contrasting patterns together, so I have the different things going on the piece. I'm going to choose an area with my cutter. So that's side one. This will be side two. And cutting into that. Make sure I get a little better down there. Okay. I have my front and back pieces ready to go. I would like my pendant to be about 1/4 of an inch thick, so I have rolled another piece of purple, which is going to go inside, in between the layers. So I will start by setting that one side down and rolling that carefully. My goal is to smooth this seam a little bit better. And here's this part. And trimming around this so that when I flip it over I can see where I am supposed to put the other half. Now, this may not come out perfect, that's okay. I will do one final trim. Now I want to make sure that as I reverse this, I'm getting my sides in the right way. So I have the blue corner here and the purple corner here. So this is just perfect. I want my purple corner over here. And again, rolling to smooth that seam. Now I will do one final trim all the way around. Time to check the sides and edges and do any further smoothing before that's ready to go in the oven. The pendant has been baked and we are ready to assemble with all of our metal clay components and the nail that will become the rivet. So to start with, I want to position my bail. Now you remember we only drilled through one side of that silver, so I need to drill that. I've got a cordless drill here. I may want to expand that hole a little bit with another drill bit just to double check, and the rivet nail will fit very tight. So I'm going to go through both parts here and make sure, because I think this drill bit is slightly larger than the one I had in my power tool. Yeah. I have polished it and sanded it and polished it with wet dry sandpaper and then a muslin buffing wheel on my jeweler's lathe. Now finding, there we go. through there. I'm pressing my nail through there, and it will be, as I said, a very tight fit. Next, I need to trim the edge, just leaving about 1 millimeter sticking out with that wire. Now I'm going to hammer against a steel bench block, excuse me, and a piece of paper is going to protect my surfaces. And using a ball peen hammer, when you start, you want to hit the wire square as near to the center as possible. And after it begins to flatten out, then working around the edges to that flat wire. That looks pretty good. Want it slightly loose so that it will still turn. And now I get to decide where I want to put my decorative elements. I generally like to consider the round head of the rivet nail as the front, and so the two of the nails will go through from the front and then be riveted on the back. So I will drill my holes with my hand drill where I want them, say here and here, and then I will show how to put the decorative elements on. Now I've drilled holes for my extra pieces and pushed them through, and now once again this will fit very tightly, and I want to again trim, leaving just about 1 millimeter there, and that one will be ready to rivet. And in this case I want to rivet them down until they're tight so that those pieces don't rotate. I don't want them to spin in their holes. So I would complete that, pounding the 2 rivets, and the piece is ready to hang on a cord or chain and wear proudly.